Hey, it's Jabbo. Welcome to BrickTsar, your home for vintage Lego. And we're going to be looking at those two catalogs as promised, the 1980 Lego train catalog and the 1981 uh, Lego train catalog. They're not really too long, so it should be pretty easy to go through them. Before I get to that, I am continuing to clear things off. We have moved the tipper trucks over here now. And I'm working at getting more things off of the shelf. I got the Thatcher Perkins has been melting over here. When I say melting, if you're new to the channel, it's just pieces fall off over time, and then you don't know where to put them back, and then as if on cue, and I need to clean it up. It's gotten dusty. I never found a case big enough to put it in. It's got stickers that go over a lot of parts, so it's a pain to take apart because you don't want to mess those stickers up. I mean, my stickers are really already, another piece is falling off, already pretty messed up, but it's I'm going to take it apart. So Pasta Jens also mentioned about my 7760 box. You can't see it right now, but when I have the other angle, you can see it. That's where the Thatcher Perkins box is. So I'm going to, yeah, I don't know if I can get this to fit back in the box because they didn't have a lot of wasted spaces in those boxes back then, but we'll see. But I'm wearing my Brick Trains shirt in honor of Brick Trains, Joey, and because it's a train. I got a couple other train shirts I haven't worn this year, but since we're going to be talking about vintage trains, what more appropriate shirt than Brick Trains shirt? Anyway, let's look at these two catalogs, and we'll start with 1980. So this is the 1980 catalog, which it's actually a fold-out cover. The back here has the train. And the 7750 train is pulling, it looks like the passenger wagons from the 7740, I think is the number of the other one. And I'm not going to bother to translate the German, I think it's German, into English. So we kind of have to guess what they're doing. And look at that, these guys are building the railroad there. So let's get into it. So maybe that's not actually German. I don't know. So that's telling you all about it. Getting into the program de trains le development. So yeah, there's the 7740 train right there. And so you see four trains. Oh yeah, there's the 7760, 7750, 7730, and 77. You know, when I first discovered these trains back in the late 90s, early 2000s, this the 7750 was already like one of the harder ones to find, and also this 7730. And I see why now because it's from actually the first year. But also this 7750 has those big wheels where most of them have the more traditional sized Lego wheels. And every train set that's in here, I think I have. I just don't have the boxes for all of them. But I do have I think I have all the 12 volt train sets. And then these are your track packs. Now I may not have all the little things to do the remote control stuff. Like there's a 2-pack for the remote control. There's a left and right one. There's the crossing. Why don't they make crossings anymore? In this 12 volt motor, although it's for the 12 volt system, they actually had a thing where you could flip the knob around. I think you flip it around and it keeps you from turning it too far if you wanted to use 4.5 volt motors on your layout. Because you could use the power pickups with the 4.5 motor. They will still work, but it's probably not good to run them top throttle. You burn your motors out quicker. And so they got a suggested layout here. I feel like that's not it that's built here. I don't think that's it. Just doesn't feel like it's it. Looking at that crossing. But anyway, it's got a couple of other sets in here. Well, this is a train set, this train bridge. There's the 7730, and there's that 6363 that we saw when I was going through the random boxes. I think that's that little hospital. And then that set's not too hard to get. I'm pretty sure I got it. Well, I know I got it. All right, then it shows here the wiring going to the different things that you can control, which is why this era was so cool. They tried to give you all these different features, between remote control switches, or points as some call them, to block controlling with the little light thing. There's you can actually have electrical isolation that's controlled through the switches. It's so you can run multiple trains on one track and stop one train when you want to keep the other one going and things like that. So it's just really a fascinating system there. And I think this is explaining some of that. That's the pack where you can control the block sections. It's good. This is the one if you want to have multiples. The 7860 is the one you want. There's the shell wagon. This is a separate set by itself, I do believe. And there's part of I don't think we've seen that one in the catalog yet, that 7818 or something. And so here's our young BrickTsar and battery powered bricks, or brick trains working, having their layout. And so you'll notice in a lot of these old catalogs, these people just didn't have the concept of putting Lego on a table. And from the 60s to the 80s, a lot of the artwork, or the photography, yeah, it was a family playing with the Lego sets on the floor. And I think that's because they're so big. They're like Lionel trains, and that's the way a lot of people played with their Lionel trains, is on the floor. So yeah, a lot of these pictures, they're on their bellies playing on the floor. Oh, I think I got this police station sitting on my table, this junked up table I got over there. So there's some more city sets and a couple other train crossing mixed in there in this picture. But that's the way you play with it, guys, right there, right? Well, here's a night photo for using these light sets. You can also have the light up bricks in the trains. There's the accessory packs for the lights. I'm pretty sure I have the light kits, both of the light kits. I don't think I've ever done separate videos on those. And then, oh yeah, here's some of the other train sets. I wonder why that, this is like, it's weird that there's this picture for that, but I haven't seen it in the catalog. Huh. So let's get past the light bricks here. And so we got the push. This is a push train. There's no motor in it. Does come with track. There's the 7810, which is the one they remade. It's kind of a junked up shelf. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. See, it's in the dark recesses over there. That's not it. That's the remake of it. And by comparison, the battery trains just weren't as cool as the 12 volt. So these are the 4.5 volt. You could convert them by getting power converters, connecting them to your motors, and then using the power pickups. You could add the motor, and I think this shows you how to convert them, like you're converting that 7710 there, or you can switch out with that motor and make it the more cooler one. That's the battery box. That little blue boxcar looking thing is the battery box. Just not as impressive as the center rail stuff. So there's that car finally. So we got the really cool train station with the very safe stairs. It's like to see these stairs in real life. I think I talked about it in the video of this set, this train station set. Those stairs are just not safe. And then there's that level crossing. Then we got the crane car, the tank car, the add-on passenger car, which interestingly, they have that passenger car, but they don't have the train set that goes with it. So I always thought that this came out with it, but apparently it came out before it, and then the train set came later. And there's a baggage car, and there's the back of the book. So that is what we got in the first wave from 1980. And then this catalog's really cool. This is the 1981 catalog, so we'll see a lot of the same sets. This one doesn't wrap around like the other one. It's got all the different languages. A lot going on in that picture. So the 1 year in, they've already got a couple of new sets here. I think that's the same one. Did I call the other one 70? Yeah, it was there. All right, this one, 7725, is new. The others were in the previous catalog. Dibon mit Unbrickzing Muglichen. The train. Oh, there's 3 different languages there. Was that what it was on the other one? And this is like, it's not a long write-up, it's just in 3 different languages? Is that what it is? I don't know. That's still the 7740 all-time classic. So again, you got the accessory packs. They don't feature as many in this one. But this is a really cool picture. Oh, wait, they upgraded to a table. The boys are on a table. And they got a couple of city sets mixed in. So this would be one that would be pretty easy to recreate. So I got enough trees. I got this. I got the sets. To have that set. Snack Shack. I got all the track. I got the train station. It's hard to tell what that is. Why does that not look like it's the bus station? Is it the bus station in another set there? I can't really tell. So a lot of stuff got cut off there. But they show you the whole track plan. And unlike the other catalog, that actually looks like the track plan there. So that one's pretty cool. Oh, look at this. All right, so they show more of the accessories and the functionality of it. I think this is the one, the decoupler track. They made a decoupler. It throws that piece up so you can separate the magnets instead of using a giant hand from the sky to do it. So here's another crazy track pattern. And I think this actually is what they put here. Yeah, that's actually what they built. But they got all, on the outside of it, they got all these roads. So this one could be done. It's going to be a little more challenging. I think most of it is sets. But sometimes with these gas stations, like this one here, not 100% sure, but there's also some vehicles in there that were sets. There's that police station. There's the fire station. A couple of different house sets. Is that 2 copies of the same set? Is that what they did there? Or is it 2 different sets? I don't know. I should know these things. But yeah, that would be another one that would be fun to do. And sometimes I wonder about. They got all these. They got 2 trains on the same track, and that's where you got to have the block control. There's one of the block controller towers there. So I guess you theoretically could do this. You could stop that train while this train was still coming out over here. These 2 are really on the same track, so you'd have to have another block controller, or they could just be running, chasing each other, which is the way it looks there. But pretty neat. It shows more of the functions. Oh, look, they built this thing where the lights are on the top. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. They're showing more of the accessories and probably talking about the things that you can do with those accessories. Again, I'm not reading those languages. And these 2 guys are just too cool. They're too cool for school. Now they're back on the floor. They got demoted from the table back to the floor. I don't know, is this that same track pattern? No, it's not. This is a different one. They built something different here. A lot of the same sets going on there. And then again, the night picture featuring the lights. I think this is similar to what was in the other catalog. And then, the 4.5 volt stuff. Just sad. It's just really sad. I just don't, that train just doesn't. I like this one. I actually have been working on building some extra cars for it, but I don't know, this freight train, cargo train. I guess the battery box is always a detractor for me. And then we got the same add-on cars and things. Oh, but this one introduces the 777, the amazing 7777 idea book, one of the best idea books of all time. 7777 and 6000 are the two best idea books ever made. Oh, and then we do get to feature some other things. So the different ranges from Duplo, the basic sets or universal, and the who likes Fabuland? Then Lego Land. They call it Lego Land, but it's really, that's interesting. They call it Lego Land. It's town and space there. There's some what you call I should know homemaker sets, and then the train sets, and then Technic. So we were like well into Technic. Technic had changed from what was it, Expert Builder, and it become Technic. And there's some replacement parts for your motors and such, and more replacement parts for your trains. These rubber things wear out, and it's one of these. It's it's okay to get third-party things now because 50, 40, 45-year-old stuff just isn't going to hold up these days. But that's a pretty cool catalog. It's got this fold-out piece in the back, 1981. I need to store these away in some protective sleeves and a binder. I did that with some of the catalogs that I got here in the U.S., but it was easy to organize them by year and because there weren't that many of them. But now that I'm finding so many more, and you got the different languages and the different styles of the catalog, sometimes there's different catalogs for the same year. There's different themes or different themes that are featured in a catalog. So yeah, it's a lot of catalogs, but it's a really nice thing to go and be nostalgic over. It's funny, I can sit there, I can just build all this stuff, or I can look at the catalog. It's a lot easier to look at the catalog than to actually build the set. Because if I build all those on the floor, I'm going to have to take them right back up. I can't leave them on the floor. And that's what's so sad. I wish I had that kind of space to set that up and just leave it. And the 12 volt, why I haven't done, I don't know, I think I've talked about it, but the reason I haven't done as much 12 volt stuff on this channel, even though it's like one of my favorites, is I don't want to break it. And I don't want to really set it up until it's going to be able to stay there for a longer period of time, because that track, the way the track is, if you build it and take it apart, it's eventually going to, the tabs are going to break on it, and I don't want to do that. Plus, running it a lot, I don't have the bushings that get worn out and stuff. So there's a lot of reasons for me why I haven't done it, but it's my favorite era of Lego trains, and I don't think we'll never see another era like it. And it's pretty special, even though it's got the center rail. It'd be really cool if they could have done it like the 9-volt system, but with all this stuff, like if the rails themselves had the power instead of having that center rail. But it's okay, because Lionel was doing it already with the third rail. I guess it's technically 4 rails. But I like it. Tell me what you think, and I'll be back tomorrow in a different shirt. See you guys.